Close enough. Kill the lights and radio comm links. Pure stealth from here on in.
It's been a long time, Snake.
I should have known you were behind this, Colonel. What do you want from me?
I just invited you here so we could have a talk.
Don't move a muscle!
What the?
Sorry if they were a little rough with you. But we've got a serious situation here. Only you can get us out of it.
I'm retired from Foxhound, Colonel Campbell. I don't have to take orders from you or anyone else.
You'll take these orders. About 5 hours ago, an island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago called Shadow Moses Island was occupied by next-generation special forces. The island is a secret nuclear weapons disposal facility. They've presented Washington with a single demand, and if it isn't met, they'll launch nuclear ordnance. They gave us 24 hours to comply.
Who's she?
Dr. Naomi Hunter, the unit's chief medic, and an expert in gene therapy.
So what exactly are the terrorists demanding?
A corpse, or to be more specific, cell specimens which contain the individual's genetic information.
Why would they want that?
Gene therapy, to significantly enhance their next-generation special forces.
The military has been working towards identifying those genes which are responsible for making effective soldiers. We can then splice those genes into regular soldiers.
But it all depends on being able to isolate and identify those soldier genes.
And in order to do that, it's useful to study the genetic information of the man they call the greatest warrior of the 20th century.
You don't mean Big Boss?
That's right. So far, we've discovered about 60 soldier genes. His genetic information is a priceless gift to mankind.
Snake, we can't hand over his body. It's more strategically important than any weapon of mass destruction.
Who are these terrorists?
6 members of Foxhound are involved, and they're plenty tough. Psycho Mantis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
Yes, and we believe you're the only person who can stand against him.
Colonel, you're retired. Why are you involved in this?
Because as former squad commander, there aren't many people who know Foxhound as well as I do.
Is that the only reason?
I'll be frank. A person very dear to me is being held hostage. My niece, Meryl. Several soldiers were reported missing the day of the revolt, and she was called in as an emergency replacement. We'll approach within a few miles of the island by sub. Any closer and they'd be able to hear our engine or propeller noise.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. Same as a torpedo, only this has no propulsion device of its own. Once on Shadow Moses Island, you have 2 objectives. First, infiltrate the facility and rescue the 2 hostages, DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and Kenneth Baker, President of Arms Tech. Secondly, investigate whether the terrorists have the ability to launch a nuclear strike and stop them if they do. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. After that, you'll have to swim.
In sub-zero Alaskan water?
Don't worry. That suit represents the latest advances in polythermal technology.
And that shot I gave you? It contains an anti-freezing peptide so your blood and other bodily fluids don't freeze. It also contains nootropics to improve your mental functioning and nanomachines to replenish adrenaline, nutrition, and sugars.
Stay in contact with us with your codec. The receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it. Oh, and one more thing. This is a top-secret Black Op. Don't expect any official support.
Stay alert. He'll be through here. I know it. I'm going to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
That's him. Liquid Snake. Other than a difference in skin tone, he could be my twin. Background murky, but one thing's for sure. He's the enemy. The solid versus the liquid. This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take it to the surface, but make sure nobody sees you.
Not many guards here. This should be easy. And the elevator's back. Time to make my move. Almost too easy. But I've got a feeling things are about to get trickier. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Naomi here, Snake. How's the suit working out?
If it wasn't for your suit and that shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out here.
All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using the anti-freezing peptide.
By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
Indeed. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed. There are only 18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
Wow, he must be crazy to fly a Hind in that kind of weather.
Who's that?
Sorry, that's Mei Ling. She designed your codec as well as your Soliton radar system.
Use the Soliton to avoid the guards, but be careful. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS-transmitting nanomachines as you. He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
If you want to get in, avoid the front door. There's too much risk of being spotted. What about the air duct?
One sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
I'll let you decide the best course of action. I'm counting on you, Snake.
Looks clear.
Remember, you need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
How could I forget? Just found chaff, a SOCOM, and an M9. Looks like a storeroom over there. I'm gonna check it out. A surveillance camera. Gonna have to stay low. Okay, Colonel. I got some more pineapples. I'm fairly well stocked for the time being. Better to let sleeping guards lie. I'll head for the upper vent. Colonel, I made it to the landing, but it's hot. I'm gonna have to take one out. Target neutralized.
Just be sure to stash the body, Snake. We don't want the terrorists tipped off that you're in the area.
Done. The way to the upper vent's clear now. I'm going in.
I moved the DARPA chief to the cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
They just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
First floor basement. Thanks for the info, boys.
Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying. And keep your eye on that woman in the cell. Don't get careless now.
Woman in the cell.
Why, did something happen?
There's an intruder.
An intruder? Where?
He's already done 3 people, and they say he's using stealth, too. I want you to increase the security detail on the chief.
What? Stealth? There's an intruder besides me? Colonel, it sounds like things just got a lot more complicated. Colonel, I've reached the tank hangar and got solid intel on the whereabouts of a hostage. The DARPA chief's being held in the first floor basement.
Good work. There should be a cargo elevator there you can use to get to him.
Affirmative. I've got a visual on that. Just grabbing a few more supplies. Colonel, I found some thermal goggles in a storeroom. Should help a lot. Ceasing codec communications for the moment. First floor basement. Here I come.
Look at the radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief.
Got it, but the door's locked.
You've got to find some way to get in there, Snake. Hurry up and get him out.
Don't worry, Colonel. I'll get him. A woman. Must be the one I overheard the guards talking about. Could that be the Colonel's niece? Meryl? First things first. I've got to get to the DARPA chief. Now.
Who are you?
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You're here to save me, huh? Then hurry up and get me out of here.
First, I want some information about the terrorists. They're threatening a nuclear strike. Is it possible?
Yes, it's possible. They could launch a nuke.
But this installation is for storing dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
That's just a cover story. We were actually conducting exercises with a new type of experimental weapon. A truly historic weapon.
What?
A weapon with the ability to launch a preemptive nuclear strike from any place on Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
Metal Gear. It can't be.
Metal Gear is our most classified black project. How did you know?
We've had run-ins in the past. But I thought the Metal Gear project was scrapped.
On the contrary, it's grown into a huge joint project between Arms Tech and ourselves. But now, the terrorists have Rex.
Rex?
Metal Gear Rex. The new prototype's codename. It's probably already been armed with a warhead.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?